Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Live with Virginia NORML. I'm J.M. Padini, the Development Director for the National Organization for the Reform of Marijuana Laws and the Executive Director of your favorite chapter, Virginia NORML. It's Friday, May 19th, 2023. That's right, friends. As always, it's time for us to talk all things cannabis in the Commonwealth and for you get answers to your burning questions live right now. Hey, Daniel. I'm great. How are you? Thanks for being here. Hey, everyone, take a quick second to drop a note in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. Daniel, you got a question right away. I love it. Hey, Sherry. Good to see you, friend. Good to see you, everyone. What? Oh, we're a nonprofit. Don, I have no idea what you're talking about. All right, let's get to Daniel's question. This is a great one, Daniel. So Daniel says, in Virginia on January 1, 2024, adult use legalization is was supposed to fully take effect. Daniel says, but I've heard nothing about how that's going to work out. It seems so quiet. And Daniel, that's because it's not going to work out, right? So what would have had to happen in order for adult use sales to begin on January 1 of 2024 was for legislation authorizing the retail sale of cannabis to adults 21 and older. That legislation would have had to pass in this session. I mean, really, it would have had to pass in the session before, but it didn't, and it didn't pass this session either. And there were multiple attempts to do this. There were multiple bills that had a sort of cast a wide net when it came to licensing adult use and would have licensed new providers, as well as created opportunities for existing operators. There were very skinny bills that would have simply said, hey, if you're 21 or older, you can go buy cannabis at dispensaries that are already operational in Virginia. None of these bills succeeded, Daniel, and that's because Virginians elected a divided General Assembly, and they elected a Republican governor whose administration said to the General Assembly this past session, the governor does not want to see any expansion of cannabis, period. So those bills failed. They, in the House of Delegates, they passed the Senate with bipartisan support. They failed in the House because the administration told House leadership not to advance those measures, and not just those adult use retail measures, but other cannabis related measures as well, medical cannabis bills as well. So it's not going to happen. There will not be retail sales for adult use on January 1, 2024 in Virginia, because elections have consequences, friends, and that's the next sign that Sherry's going to be making. I can feel it. Hey, Christopher in Jacksonville, good to see you. Hey, Folly in Maryland. Richard, welcome back. Aloha to you, other Richard in Hawaii. Good to see you here, friend. All right, insulin type 1, I'm gonna get to your comment, and I can't wait to make people mad when we talk about that. Yeah, but first, Richard, we're gonna say, yeah, look, elections have consequences, Virginia, and literally every state that's watching. In Virginia, there is an election this November for every single seat in the House of Delegates. Every Senate and House seat is up for election this November. Don't screw it up, Virginia. Happy Friday, Fred. Good to see you back. first I just want to take a deep sigh here. Insulin type 1. I've just had enough of the nonsense this week, kids. And yet here we are again, having to talk about the same stuff. So, look, people love to shout about federal law, and particularly their own personal interpretation of federal law as it suits their business needs, while blatantly neglecting what the law is in the Commonwealth of Virginia. And God, this is fascinating. Okay, so there's this newspaper article out there, and first of all, super disappointed that this journalist didn't do their due diligence. This journalist knows how to contact us, as well as legislators, and probably how to read the Code of Virginia. But that's not what happened. There's an article out there stating that there's a business licensed to sell cannabis seeds and clones in Virginia, and they aren't. It's not true. That is not what this entity, if such an entity is licensed to sell seeds and plants, they aren't licensed to sell cannabis seeds and plants, which in Virginia means marijuana. They're licensed to sell hemp seeds and plants. Now, are they? I don't know. What do those seeds or clones turn into? I don't know. But according to the article, they're marijuana seeds and marijuana plants. And the sale of marijuana seeds and marijuana plants is still prohibited under state law because of the definition of marijuana. Now, what's happening is in this article, it goes on to say that, oh, well, because of federal law and because of the stage of these plants, they're considered hemp. Neat. You know what Virginia law doesn't permit? The sale of seeds and clones for marijuana. So here we are with a whole lot of confusion left for consumers, and it's really not fair to consumers, is it? And it's also, anyhow. Look, so are they selling something? Maybe, I don't know. We haven't, and we aren't going to go see it and test it. Is it legal to sell marijuana seeds or marijuana clones in Virginia? No. Is anyone licensed to sell marijuana seeds and marijuana clones in Virginia? No. Anyhow. Thanks for teeing me up with that one, Insulin. Hey, Michael. Michael says, as far as synthetic cannabis products being banned, when is that date? So new laws take effect in Virginia and in a lot of states around the country on July 1st, unless there is another specified date. So the sale of these products will be even more greatly prohibited because they're already prohibited to some extent in Virginia, but they'll be prohibited on a broader scale beginning July 1st of this year. Michael. Just going to pop that up there, Amy, and hope they listen to you. Hey, James, good to see you. Hey, Daniel. More questions from Daniel. Daniel wants to know if you can, in Virginia, can you make a purchase and then be gifted seeds? No, because reciprocal transactions are prohibited under the adult sharing provision in the Code of Virginia. So if you buy something, you can't receive a gift of cannabis within Virginia. If you do something and then get engage in some other type of transaction, right? Give someone your email, mow your neighbor's lawn, and then they give you cannabis in exchange, or that's also prohibited. So reciprocal transactions are prohibited in the state of Virginia. at this time, as well as just the outright sale. Now, is it legal and do people do it? Those are two different things. Oh. Hey, Becky, thanks for pointing this out. I also find this wild. Right, for as much as we've heard, as much hand, let me choke, as much hand wringing as we've heard about and seen and witnessed in the General Assembly about, oh, the retail sale of marijuana, and particularly we've heard this from law enforcement, we then have retailers selling who knows what in certain areas of the state. Well, actually, all across the state, we have retailers selling who knows what. And there's not really any action taken. Like, either you're mad about it or you're not, guys. What is it? You're welcome, insulin type 1. Hi, Skyline. Good to see you. Indeed, indeed. Oh, thank you, Skyline, for posting some code. You know, it's always good to start the day off with a little code. Oh, Daniel, I'm sure they are. Daniel says he heard of a place selling something and gifting the real stuff. Who knows what they're gifting you, because it's not regulated. So neat. Hey friends, I'm flying solo today. I don't have Cassidy with me. It's gonna be difficult. Yes, Skyline. All synthetic cannabinoid products will not be permitted for sale in the Commonwealth of Virginia beginning July 1. Hey, Mike, there sure could be entry to cannabis retail for the average Joe. I mean, there could have been this session. There was a bill for that. But remember, the administration was telling the House, no, the governor doesn't want to see any expansion of cannabis. And this included turning away a bill that would have allowed licensing of medical cannabis retail, moving away from this required vertical model and allowing new licensees for retail to apply and start businesses. Could have been. Hey, Banks. Yes, I'm perfectly aware of how plants express THC. But that's not really the point. If you're selling a plant, you're calling it marijuana. That's not legal in Virginia at this time. Virginia code is not when it comes to marijuana. It's not written. Specific to that. Oh, Daniel. That's a great question. Yes, Daniel, yes is the answer to your question. Okay. Daniel says, I wonder if the new law taking effect July 1 will ban HHC as well. Because of the way it is written, yes, it is. It should prohibit essentially all synthesized cannabinoids. Will there be some that, will there be new ones that don't meet the definition? Sure. But I will also add that the definition that we're using came from the Department of Forensic Sciences in Virginia and didn't quite cast as wide of a net as other language would have. What premium for the home baker? Mike, we don't know what the premium is. The licensing fee, that's not established. So it's not really, you have no idea what that licensing fee would be. I don't know, Tamara. What about businesses saying they will mail you synthetics? You're asking if that's legal? No. Is that what they're going to do? We'll find out. That's a good question, Skyline. You know what we don't do here? Hemp. I think I think VDAX regulations require that you be licensed to cultivate hemp, right? Insulin, what was the ribbon cutting for? That, yikes. Well, that's a choice. All right. Thank you. Okay, let's talk about some things. Hey, do you like the show on Fridays? Would you like it to be at a different time during the week? Because next month things are gonna change, and next month we're gonna just have one show. It's just gonna be live with normal. It's still gonna be me, but I'm only gonna do it once a week. So tell me, friends, should we keep doing it Fridays, or should we move it earlier in the week? While you're thinking about that, be sure to hit that like, follow, or subscribe button wherever you're watching so you never miss when Normal goes live. Hey, there's some events coming up in June. It's almost June. How is that happening? But there are some events coming up in June, and I would love, 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 love to see you all there. I'm going to go very slow so that I can paste them in and not break my stream. All right. First, no, you should be in different order. All right. First, we have the normal formal coming up. You friends should come to New York, because who doesn't love the Big Apple? Be a part of the 2023 Normal Formal New York City. It's a memorable event in the heart of Cannabis Week in New York City. Network, celebrate with activists, athletes, politicians, and industry leaders on the eve of the CWCB Expo. Attendees receive a cannabis-themed gift bag. You get to hear people say words out of their face at you, like me. It's going to be great. There's food, there's drink. It's a good time. I did it, dropped it in the chat for you. High five. Good job, me. All right, now, that's Wednesday, May 31st. From 7 to 10 p.m. Tickets are available on the website, and the event is at the Taylor Public House in New York. Now, the next day, we will be at CWCB Expo. It's a huge, it's a huge expo at Jacob Javits in Manhattan. Okay, I did it right again. Good job, me. Sort of. I Should put some spaces in there. Whatever, I'm doing fine. You're doing fine, JM. Keep going. June 1st through 3rd. It's the CWCB Expo in New York. We have a booth there. I'll be there. I'll have lots of cool NORML swag. And you can get in for free. Would you like a free pass? I'll give you one. You can get a free expo pass when you register using the code NORML23. And if you want to upgrade your pass to include seminars, you can get 20% off of seminar passes as well. All that available for you in the comments. Put them in there for you. Then, June is going to be busy. After that, that's right, we're headed to Denver for the Denver 2023 NORML Denver Legal Seminar. This is June 7 through 9. And that's right, you guessed it. Denver. Hold on, I'm gonna give you all of that information here. Here we go. Okay. Ooh, that was a lot of words. The 2023 NORML Denver Legal Seminar is June 7 through 9 in Denver. This is NORML's first ever cannabis business-oriented legal seminar. You'll hear from outstanding speakers from all around the country. If you're an attorney and you need continuing legal education credits, we have those available in every state that requires them. It's also a wonderful opportunity for non-lawyers to connect with national legal experts as we work our way from marijuana prohibition to cannabis freedom. There is also a new and exciting event, the NORML Benefit Dinner. This will be at the Marijuana Mansion in Denver. You can get tickets and come just to that. You don't have to come to the seminar. I don't know why you don't want to, but you can do one or the other or both. It's that Thursday, whatever that day is. My calendar doesn't go to June right now. I think it's the 7th, 8th. I think it's the 8th. But that's going to be a really cool event. Check it out. Hi, Ellie. Bye, Ellie. Hey, Michael. Michael's got a question. Across the state, are we seeing law enforcement hassling people with home grows? We've not heard of a single. Doesn't mean it hasn't happened. We have not had one single person contact us regarding issues with personal cultivation and law enforcement. What about cannabis in the car? Leaving the dispensary. So if you are a medical cannabis patient in Virginia, Michael, and you go and purchase medical cannabis products at the dispensary, at a licensed dispensary in Virginia, those are a different legal definition. Now, I'm not saying that law enforcement knows this, but I'm telling you that technically these are a different legal definition. They're not marijuana, they're medical cannabis and medical cannabis products. Should you drive around with them in the dispensary bag in your car? Absolutely not. That is literally asking for trouble. Do people do that? Yes. Is that in keeping with the letter of the law? Sure, because it's not marijuana, it's medical cannabis, but it's still a terrible idea. Time for props. Some of the dispensaries, and if not your local dispensary, then Virginia NORML, actually have these bags like this available there. And so you can buy them. They are padded, they're smell proof, Velcro up nice. They zip up and they have locks. You see that? So this way you can put your purchase in your stash bag, you can lock it, and then you can put the entire thing in the trunk of your vehicle or behind the last row of passenger seating if you don't have a trunk in your vehicle, to clearly indicate you are not intending to break the law. So that's our recommendation. Lock it up if you're going to drive with cannabis in Virginia, or really in any state. But yes, people are definitely still, look, the primary way that people interface with law enforcement when it comes to cannabis and cannabis infractions is through motor vehicle stops. So don't drive with weed in your car. Don't drive high. That's stupid and irresponsible. Hi, Ashley. Good to see you. Ashley says, will the conference be in Denver every year? Are we going back to Aspen next year? We don't know yet. We'd love to go back to Aspen, but we don't know if we're going to be able to go back next year or not. We actually just talked about that this morning. Look at that, Daniel. That's smart. You have a safe with the lock. Smart, Daniel. Smart, smart, smart. Hey, Terry. Good to see you. Hi, Wade. Good to see you. Pretty okay. I love it. Yes, insulin type 1. They do have retail sales in New York. Thank you, Becky. I'll decide. Sue, you vote for Fridays? Great. Tamara, you vote for earlier? Folly 7. No, I don't think I can do that. Richard, you're not wrong, right? Look, it's no longer should cannabis be legal in Virginia. That is, full stop. The question is, how long does Virginia want to continue ceding control of its marijuana market to untaxed illicit operators? I thought that Virginia was super concerned about public safety and consumer safety. I thought our legislators were super concerned about that. It doesn't seem like they are, though. They don't really seem to be concerned about public or consumer safety. They seem to be concerned about politicking, getting reelected, power hoarding, and deciding who gets to make money first or next off of consumers. It's pretty sad. Remember that in November. Hey, Wade. Wade wants to know if Maryland will begin adult use sales on July 1. That's their plan. I think what actually happens on July 1, Wade, is that existing licensees will be able to apply for co-located licensure, meaning July 1, the way I understand it is that July 1, the law takes effect, and then those business medical licensees will be able to apply to also sell adult use. I don't know that it happens immediately, like the sales beginning immediately. Hey, Unique, happy Friday to you. Hey, Marcia, does North Carolina have any NORML chapters? Yes, there is a North Carolina NORML chapter. You can find them on Facebook. You can also find more contact information for North Carolina NORML at norml.org/chapters. Click on North Carolina, and then you'll see all their information there. They do, don't they? Yeah. Tax revenue could go back into the state. Daniel. Maryland is looking nice, isn't it, Terry? That governor got it right. And hey, speaking of Maryland, thank you for this segue that gets me back on track. Maryland's governor signed into law legislation that provides legal protections for parents and guardians who consume cannabis responsibly. The new law takes effect on July 1. See if I can make this go. I did it. High five. Like really, Maryland is just doing great. Happy Friday, Garrett. My name's JM. You can see it right there somewhere. There you go. Daniel, I hope North Carolina will be able to advance medical cannabis soon. That would be great. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you, Sherry. Reminder, everyone, Sherry's Tattoo Shop is going to host a benefit for us, hopefully on October 7th. I think that sounds great. Let me awkwardly look at my calendar, in the middle of a live, because we're not doing anything. Look, I don't think October 7th has any. October 7th looks great, Sherry. Let's do it. Maryland has done a lot, Garrett. Daniel says at least we don't live in Florida. Well, you can guess which state I won't be visiting anytime soon. When I do, it will be with sheer terror. Yes, Minnesota's governor. Did the governor sign the bill? I can't see because I'm doing this. I'm doing this right now. I'm going to resist the urge to check my mail. Oh yeah. Thanks for the update, John. You know what we'll be doing after this is updating the blog. So earlier this week, 3 days ago, Minnesota lawmakers finalized the adult use legislation and sent it to the governor. So hopefully we are updating that soon. Here's the blog from Minnesota. Thanks, Daniel. I'm glad to see that. Thank you, Sherry. I'm excited for this fundraiser. It's going to be awesome. Well, that's terrifying, Daniel. I mean, actually, let me roll that back. They're going to test them. We don't know to what standards they'll be testing them, but let's say they were to test them to standards analogous to what we have in Virginia, then that'd be great. As long as it meets safety standards, consumer safety standards, right? Then, sell it. But just saying there's testing, that doesn't really. By who? Is that lab accredited? What's their SOP? What protocols are they using? Who's auditing those labs? These are things to think about, Tennessee. Go ahead. Excuse me. Ugh, today. All right, what else do I want to tell you all about? Oh my. There are survey results that came out this week, and over half of consumers in legal states are choosing to obtain their cannabis from brick and mortar dispensaries. There's that for you in the chat. There it is. Only 6% of consumers in legal states, except for Virginia, only 6% of consumers residing in legal states said that they primarily purchase cannabis from a quote dealer. That's what was in the survey. Nothing's happening with the bill right now at the moment. There was a hearing, there was a committee hearing, Michael, on safe banking last week. That's it. Oh, I don't know what this is, but we're going to block that and delete all of their comments. Yay. Bye. Speaking of bills moving about the country, in New Hampshire, Senate Republicans again rejected a legalization bill that was backed by the New Hampshire House. All but one Republican member of the New Hampshire Senate voted against the legalization bill. You know what that's like here in Virginia, New Hampshire. We know. Oh, did I miss a question? Thanks, John. Let me see if I can scroll up and find it. Can't. Who has Ashley, did you have a question? Can't see it. Oh, aside, it wasn't the one that I answered already. Got it. Whatever, Heather. I just want to say your name a lot because that's funny. Wants to know, is Texas going to do anything or let the opportunity pass them by? Texas is going to do something eventually. They don't, at this point in time, have a legislature that is willing to advance measures supported by the majority of voters in that state. They'll get there. They are very slowly but surely continuing to put one foot in front of the other. Just recently, voters in Harker Heights rejected an effort by their city council to roll back a depenalization measure. They can advance some penalty reduction measures at the local level. And so that has been happening around Texas, and voters in Harker Heights said, back off, city council. We're not taking away this depenalization measure. Thank you, Daniel. Oh, no. Huh. Basic food grade things is not what cannabis testing requirements should be. We don't test medical cannabis products in Virginia to food grade. I mean, yes, you have to meet food grade standards for things you ingest, but the testing requirements are far greater than certified good manufacturing processes and cleanliness. We'll see. I don't have a lot of faith in that, but thank you for sharing it with me, Danielle. And thank you, John. Hey, congratulations, Minnesota. If Tom said it out loud, then it's going to be true. Looks like Governor of Minnesota signed the bill to legalize adult use. Congratulations, Minnesota. We'll have that blog up shortly. Yes, exactly. And not just mold, mycotoxins, or other organic contaminants, but pesticides, pesticide residues, other heavy metals. All these things need to be tested for, in addition to potency and purity. Bye, Mike. Thanks for joining us. People do need to vote in primaries as well. Whatever, Heather. We have primaries happening. Early voting for primaries in Virginia has already begun, friends. If you need information on where the candidates on your ballot stand, make sure to check out our voter guide, which I'm scrolling very slowly or poorly. I don't know. Why would it be in here? Listen, see if I can type this in without breaking things. You're going to go to vote.normal.org. You're going to check out Smoke the Vote. It's our voter guide. Got you. You can see where the candidates stand on cannabis policy before you vote for them. And we ask meaningful questions based on what's happening in that state. Yep. Thank you, Daniel. Okay, that's better. That's much better, Daniel. Yeah, that's better testing. Thank you for sharing that. You're welcome, Michael. You're welcome, Michael. Share it with everyone. Hey, you know what comes out tomorrow? Normal's weekend weed read. Would you like Normal's weekend weed read? I just like saying that. Would you like Normal's weekend weed read in your inbox? It can be. Follow that link I just dropped in the chat all by myself. Make sure you check the weekend weed read box, and you will get the weekend weed read in your inbox Saturday mornings, sometime between 9 and 9:30. Also coming up, well, not coming up. Hey, it's you've seen some advertisements for this recently. What is that? Why is that the link that's in there? I don't like that. Hey, get your normal Pride merch now. Order now. It's May 19th. If you order it now, you'll have it in time for June. Now, our Coming Out Green collection is in our web store all year long. But close. But we do want to make sure that you have this merch in time for any events that you might be going to in the month of June. Here's a little example of what some of it looks like. This is a sticker, which you can't actually get in our web store. Only I have them. But hey, listen, you can get Coming Out Green merch. You can get this on a shirt. You can get it on a button. You can get it on a mug. There's another design as well. It's a heart. Super cool. Get it. Where are the events you go to this June? We're just going to legalize all the weed, okay? Wade, all of it. Hey, Brian. Brian wants to know, do I know what the qualifications for growing to sell to Virginia dispensaries are, if any? There aren't any at this point in time. So Virginia medical cannabis is that's the only retail there is in the Commonwealth right now. And current law mandates that all happen vertically. So they're called pharmaceutical processors in Virginia. Don't worry, it has nothing to do with pharmaceuticals. It's just stupid language. But each medical cannabis company in Virginia has to grow their own. Now they're able to, once they've made their products, they're able to wholesale products between each other so that you can get a variety of, you as a consumer can get a variety of products at your local dispensary. It also helps guard against things like crop failure. So that's the deal for medical cannabis in Virginia. Now, they are allowed to purchase CBD derived from hemp in Virginia. It has to be cultivated and manufactured in Virginia, and they can purchase CBD and other minor cannabinoids from licensed hemp producers in Virginia. I'm sorry, Tom. That sounds terrible. Yeah, JT, I really don't care what uptight Republicans think at this point in my life. You're welcome, Brian. I hope that was enough information. Other fun things happened this week. We talked about all the events. We talked about the survey, New Hampshire. We did. Cassie's going to be so proud of me. I made it through the whole script. Didn't crash once. All right, friends. This has been a fantastic Friday with all of you, as always. Next Friday, looking at my calendar like I've never seen it before. Next Friday is going to be our last one, at least for some time. It's called Live with Virginia NORML because it's going to just be called Live with NORML. And in June, we will have, we might have to take 2 weeks off in June. I'm not certain because, I have to go to CWCB Expo and I've got to go to the NORML Denver Legal Seminar. If I can, I will live stream from there. I don't make any promises. We'll see how it goes. But I've tried to do lives from events for you before. If I have someone who can watch the table, then I'll certainly do it. Tom, there has been a NORML in the UK before. Do you have friends that would like to start one? Reach out to us. Reach out to us at normal.org. Hey, Tom, other Tom, good to see you as well. Insulin, it's great hanging out. Michael, you're welcome. JT, thanks for joining us. Wade, good to see you. Whew. Hey, before we go, take a quick second. Hit that like, follow, subscribe button wherever you're watching so you never miss when NORML goes live. Have a good weekend to you too. Tom, bye, Daniel. Dawn, good to see you as always, friends. All right, hey, this has been a great time. I hope we can do this again next week. As always, have a fantastic weekend, and thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.